My brother Martin, a sister remembers growing up with Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. by Christine King Ferris. So the organization of this book is chronological order because it starts off when Martin Luther King is born, and then it ends with his famous "I Had a Dream" speech. So the whole book is about the point of view of his sister Christine growing up with Martin Luther King. Um, this or the style of the book I would say is interesting because of the point of view of the book. I found this book very interesting because of the point of view and the aspect of the author is also being the main character. Her concept is to introduce readers to another side of Martin Luther King that many aren't familiar with. She tells stories of them growing up as children, how they would get into the same kind of problems and goofiness that our kids today still get into. However, the difference being that they're in a different time period and a different place where there are certain things like racism still very much alive. The design is very appealing, especially with the illustrations. They're all super colorful and appealing to the young audience. The illustrator helps readers see the setting of Atlanta, Georgia, and what it was like to grow up in that time period. The accuracy of the book is I would say it was very accurate because this is coming from someone who was there at the time. Her personal experiences of growing up in Atlanta, in the South during the civil rights movement, during a time and place where the Jim Crow laws are very much active and alive. This book is a good example, I would say, of a nonfiction because the events are true and it gives an educated perspective of Jim Crow laws and the civil rights movement. I can recommend this book to my fellow classmates because it can be a great book to introduce students to social studies and the civil rights movement and just like another perspective of Martin Luther King Jr. Because most of us think of him, we think about civil rights leader and I Have a Dream speech, but we don't really think about the fact that he grew up just like a normal child, playing pranks on his elders, asking questions, playing around in his neighborhood, just like many of us have in the past as well. It's a good perspective to think about how much we have grown as a society from that time till now. And it gives everybody a perspective on just how Martin Luther King maybe not as serious as he seems to be in most media outlets. He actually was just a goofy kid from Atlanta, playing pranks and playing around with his brother and sister and listening to stories with his aunt and grandma. Thank you.